So hello and welcome my dear friends with a new chapter, new lesson from Prose, Glimpses of India. You all know about glimpses, yet we are with the glimpses of the past, our Indian culture, our Indian society, our Indian system. Particularly, we are with many languages, religions. Socially, we are with different kind of people too, with creed, with color, with language. Again, I would like to say, with physical, yes, with physical too, with physics, our body structure. Though glimpses of India, and in that there is another part 1, the baker from Goa. Nowadays we are running towards the bakery item, means we are with pizzas and bread and many items that are being baked, and we are using biscuits and lots of things are there. But from where it started? Do every country go with bread, yeah, the baking materials, the baking food items? We in half of the part of India, we are with roti, chapati we call in Gujarati in English. We are with roti, and without roti we cannot be, we are thinking that we cannot survive. In South India, there is, we can say, in a small use of point percentage of people are using chapati or roti in their diet. They are with, obviously, with rice and other things. While we Gujarati and the middle part from Rajasthan, UP, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, these all some states are there. We all go with chapati. While in North India, people use basically parathas, naan, and these all things made from maida. All-purpose flour, we can say. So from where we got this bread? Obviously, you all know that in past you all have studied that in history, especially the French, the Portuguese, the Britishers, many of them, they have come to India. Apart from them, they have ruled India maximum time. They rule, but the Britishers, they ruled over India for about 200 or more than 200 years. So we got the culture of this all thing. All people, we cannot say thing, we can say people. So not only culture, today we are learning, we are going with the British language, we can say English, the Britishers language, American English, British English. We are going with Gujarati English, Gujarati English nowadays. We can say the effect of our mother tongue comes towards a particular language too. So we were talking about the food, the bread that we got. So on page number 85, a baker from Goa, glimpses of India, we can say yaad. Remember some glimpses of India, in that the first part, 3 parts are there. A Baker from Goa by Lucio Rodriguez. Number 2, Cow, Lokesh Abrul. Tea from Assam, Arup Kumar Dal. So 3 sections are there. That 3 things we are using in our diet, especially bread, coffee and tea too. Most prosperous thing to be taken is tea, bread, and after that there is a term like person might like me who will go with coffee. So let's begin, and before you read some activities there to discuss in class that we have never discussed, because discussion in your class seems horrible. But I would like to read it, that what images of people and places come to your mind when you think of our country? Have you thought of this thing? Have you thought any time that how Assami people will be living? How a person from Sikkim might have seen move towards a person from North India, especially we can say Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh. No, we didn't have time to think about these all things. So next point is that what parts of India have you lived in or visited? Can you name some popular tourist destinations? Lots of people, lots of you all, my dear students, might have visited many parts of India. List it yourself. And number 3, you may know the part from the British, the Dutch and the French, the Portuguese have also played a part in the history of our country. Can you say which part of India shows French and Portuguese influences? Don't know, sir. Why history again? We are fed up of essays. That will be answer for maximum of you. That can you say which part of India grow tea, coffee? Don't know, sir. Something was there, but it will come in your map. In your essays, it will come obviously that tree growing region, the coffee growing region. You must know if you are having tea or if you are going with coffee. So let's, a baker from Goa. This is a pen portrait of traditional Goan village baker who still has an important place in his society. A pen picture. What does this mean, pen picture? Means written by somebody. It's not imaginations but written after watching, after going to a particular region. What we write about a person, that is called a pen picture. So let's start. Our elders are often heard reminiscing, nostalgically thinking fondly of the past, about those good old Portuguese days, the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. So you can understand that Portuguese brought bread to us in India, and some of our persons, your parents, your elders, they might be saying about their loaves and about the breads. The Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread, those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. The person they used to eat loaves, L-O-A-V-E-S, loaves means bun that we are using in pav bhaji, yeah, vada pav like this. They are called loaves. A particular baked pav like something that is eaten. People are not having, but the makers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixtures, the molders, and those who bake the loaves, and still they are persons, those who prepare this particular type of loaves. Those age-old, time-tested furnaces still exist. Furnaces, a bakery, if you will visit now, it is electrical and many things are there. Big ovens are there nowadays. But earlier time there were furnaces to prepare this type of stuff. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. The thought and the jingle the traditional baker's bamboo heralding, announcing his arrival in the morning, can still be heard in some places. Maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family professions. These bakers are even today known as Pag in Goa. So it's a tale, we can say, a pan pictured by the writer of Goa. Yet you all like to visit Goa. Obviously, you all are fond of this place. To have fun, leisure, and many things, you move towards to the Goa. Yes, I would like to be with Goa, especially on 31st. There are some occasions. So here it's a Goan story like a tale like of a baker. Obviously, the old fathers are no more, yet the sons are still proceeding the business, and even today known as, this profession is known as padder in Goa. During our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide. So now this started while they were in Goa, the baker were their friends, companion, guide too. He used to come at least twice a day. Once, when he used to come once when he set out in the morning on his sailing round, and then again when he returned after emptying his used basket. So twice the baker used to meet them. Once early in the morning when he used to get selling. It's basically toast, whatever the bakery item, and in late apart time while returning after selling, they used to meet them. The jingling thud of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. Why was it so? So whenever he used to jingle the bamboo, as you might have seen that many hawkers are coming with a bell, they are ringing bell. Even when the Pani Puri, the Golgappa hawker used to come, he didn't need to ring any bell. The smell itself attracts us towards that thing. But many hawkers, they use bells and these all things. Nowadays they are coming on bike and they are just pushing their horns, and then people start to go to them and buy. Why? They used to woke up. Why was it so? Was it for the love of the loaf? Not at all. The loaves were brought by some Pasquine or Bastine, the maid servant of the house. What we launched for were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread or special made. No, why they were attracted towards the baker? Not for the loaves we can see, but for the sweet bread. Sometimes it was sweet and sometimes it were specially made for them. The baker made his musical entry on the scene with the zang sound of his specially made bamboo staff. One hand supported to the basket on his hand, and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. So particular, whenever the baker used to enter the area, he used to make a particular sound with his bamboo towards the ground, and yet they can find the baker. Yeah, the entrance of the baker. He would greet the lady of the house with good morning, and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke, and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. So whenever he used to be with the ladies, he used to treat with them. The kids were kept aside, and he used to serve loaf. But we would not give up. We would climb a bench on the parapet and peep into the basket. Somehow I can still recall the typical fragrance of those loaves. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouth properly. And why should we? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf from the toothbrush? And why was it necessary at all? the tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So the loves were given to the servant and for the elders too, and the bangles, the rings that were especially for the children, and they never, and by this they didn't brush their teeth properly, because they thought that while eating mangoes and mango leaves and going through this, you don't, and even they think that the tiger won't brush. Does the tiger brush? No, tiger is not brushing his teeth. So they move apparently towards the end. Even one more excuse is there, that the hot tea will kill all the germs, those are in the mouth. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the ball. Just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread, not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. So while marriage is also, this particular sweet breads are served over there, and there is no marriage ceremony without this particular bread and the baker too. Not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. The lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of her daughter's engagement. Cake and bowling house are a must for Christmas as well as other festivals. Thus, the presence of the baker furnace in the village is absolutely essential. So, here the writer suggests us that without the baker, the marriage is not possible. Without these items, the sandwiches, the loaves, the rings, many sweet cakes, many such things. So it is essential for them. Yeah, essential for the furnaces to be in the village too. The baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as the kabai. It was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers which were shorter than full length ones and longer than half pants. Even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a beggar. So there were particular dress for the baker too. Afterwards, the dress has been changed. Half middle we can say. A pant was there. Even today, whenever any person who wears short pant that comes low down the knees is called a pant. The baker usually collect his bills at the end of the month. Monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil. And as we can see that our mother also used to do with the milkman, that every morning the milkman used to come to us, our houses, and he used to give us milk, and the account is finished on, the account is settled on the end of the month. Like the newspaper sellers also, he used to come early in the morning, throw the newspaper towards our houses and this whole thing. At the end of the month, he used to come and collect the money. As it is mentioned that this newspaper has the particular rate, so we calculate it easily. But further, earlier, the women, the ladies, they used to keep all these accounts on a particular side of wall about bakers, about milkmen and these on. They used to write with the pencils over there, and at last at the end of the month the account is settled by them. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. The baker and his family never starved. He, his family, and his servants always looked happy and prosperous. Their plump physics was an open testimony to this. Even today, any person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. Open testimony means public statement about a character or quality. They got plumpy physics. Means a baker, especially you might have seen in the movies, yeah, etc., that they are having plumpy. Because they were happy persons. Because they used to make braids and many loaves and everything. So day by day people used to need, every day they need bread and these all things. So their wives, their servant, everybody were prosperous at the time with a plumpy, we can say. Plumpy physics was an open testimony to this. Even today, any person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance is easily compared to a baker. So we can now get that how persons, the bakers, physics, appearance, their life, how they sell their bread, how they prepare their bread in the furnaces, with the bamboo they come to sell these all things towards the streets and houses with a typical bamboo that is struck on the ground, and a particular sound suggests that the bakers have arrived over there, and yet we find the bread. So the Goan area here, this story is from Goa. So especially Portuguese people used to live there in Goa. Still yet today some people are there, though who already have accepted Indian citizenship. They are living from years and years and years and years. Many just Portuguese family, Dutch families are still here. You might have seen in the movies too, one or two movie. One of the movie I forgot the name, starred by Shah Rukh Khan and Aishwarya Rai, have shown the typical custom over there about the people of Portuguese. Many things are there suggested we can go through. So for this we must go to the history of a particular place. As you all are might shifted towards Palanpur, yeah, anywhere else, you must know about the history, the peoples, the elder people over there, those who all are living. It's important to know about a particular place, about the history of that particular place. In villages there are lots of history, depth in it. So we could get the idea, we could know more, we could get more knowledge, some general knowledge too. So lots and lots of exercise are mentioned over there for you in this thing. Thinking about the text, which of the statements are correct. Is the bread an important part of Goan life? Yes. How do you know this? You can indicate the whole story about this. Take the right answers. So many good things are. Compare the piece, the text. On the left, it is been writing scale. The group discussion also is there that we never discussed earlier. You can write something in your diary too about the brochures, the travel brochures. Write your account, adding details from your own experience to give the reader a picture of place rather than an impulse or factual descriptions. A particular thing that you can write about a particular place. So part 1 we have already finished. We will start part 2 in our next sessions. If you have any doubt, super small story like something about the baker, who is a story from Goa, a Goan baker. By this story we can just imagine about the life of the people, those who are living there, those who are using what bread, especially as I in the beginning onwards I told that nowadays we are going with bread, food prepared by this all-purpose we can say flour. Especially we are going with pizzas, burgers, many things are there that we are using in our daily life. To digest this thing we need lots and lots of exercise. And apart from that, bread especially, how it is important in foreign countries, especially we can see that maximum people don't use any type of roti or such thing. They are fully dependent on bread and bread items. So part 2 of this lesson, Glimpses of India, we will continue in our next session. Till that I would like to thank you very much.